I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video we're going to have a look at the top 3 microcap gaming coins that I think are interesting right now. The hardest opportunities, and nothing in this video is financial advice, it is for entertainment purposes only. The Bitcoin is crashing hard, right? 42,000. Buy when others are fearful. This is a tremendous opportunity, in my opinion, to have a look at the highest risk category, high risk, high reward, microcap gaming gems. And with microcap, I'm referring to anything less than $10 million in market cap, right? So those are highly volatile, high risk, high reward. They can easily do a 10x, a 25x. What are we going to look at? 3 tokens and perhaps a little bonus for you. So we're actually going to go into the gaming category, where you know where to find it. And then we're going to scroll down, right? You can see market cap. So it basically lists all the verified market caps until it goes into the unverified thereafter, right? So verified by CoinMarketCap. So some of your projects might show up later, your favorite projects. But I'm looking for one specifically, which I've mentioned before on this channel, which has basically the best setup, to be fair, we've seen in a long time. And I'm talking about Ninneko. Sitting at 5 cents, right? I'm still holding Ninneko as well. At $140,000 market cap, even less, 138,000. This basically, in my opinion, is one of the best buys of the moment, right? So what happened with the Ninneko token? Because it did really well after the launch, right? It did like, I think it did 100x out of the IDO. So it did really well. Then there was like a huge run when it did like NFT box giveaways, all type of stuff, right? So the price went up more. It was amazing. Then there was like a big dump, right? A big dump. This was about the 6th of December when they made announcements regarding the gameplay, everything else. There was some problems. I don't know exactly all the details, but it went downhill. Then here they announced things, important updates, which gave some new hope. Right, let's look at the last pattern here. You can see that the volume drastically increased because of the announcement. Maybe that was like the NFT boxes, right? So the volume went up because you had to buy those boxes with the Ninneko token. So they're quite heavy on the NFT in this game, which I will show you a second what it looks like. And now it's crashing again because Bitcoin is crashing, right? Bringing you basically the best opportunity. Last 24-hour volume was 900,000, and still the market cap is only 138,000, less than 1% of the coins in supply, verified by CoinMarketCap. So obviously, this is an amazing opportunity. I expect this to do really well in the short term. Why? Because, before I show you the game, the official launch is coming up. So January 10th, they're doing a beta test on the mainnet. Then they're going to basically step by step. So there's an initial INO going on Babylon's January 5th. INO launch on Lanzo January 7th. Beta test mainnet January 10th. Then the listing of the Mata in January, and the official launch will also occur in January. So because of this news, you know that January will be a good month, right? This microcap might give you returns in the very short term, in a matter of weeks, right? Which is the focus with these microcaps. You don't want to hold them ideally too long, right? If we go to the launch zone launchpad, is actually originally where I also got Ninneko myself. Which is kind of funny. But here's the Ninneko Sapphire Catbox participation token, Ninneko, right? So in order to get the NFT, you need to get the Ninneko token, which means that obviously with only 140k market cap, this is literally one of the gem finds. I can honestly say I expect this to rapidly go back. And in 2 days, when people start to figure out how do I actually get the tokens required to buy this NFT box, because Launchstone obviously has a huge audience, they need to participate with the Ninneko token, which will boost the price, right? Then in addition to that, there is on Babylon's, which was yesterday, right? Babylon's pad. It's the marketplace. They also had the Ninneko offering. Let me see if the Ninneko is here. Maybe we have to find it on the marketplace itself. Here, Ninneko I know is live. So basically, they sold half. It's 999 Ninneko, which basically comes down to, what is it, like $40? That's usually their about price. The reason for this is that it's more focused on the Asian markets, where I think it's a fair price. They sold out half so far, so not obviously amazing, but look at the market cap. It's only 140,000, right? Do take that into consideration. It's definitely a micro jam. However, if I play you the gameplay, you can understand what type of like 3 versus 3 game this is. Trading, they have their own marketplace with all these little cute Neckos, or whatever they're called, Ninnekos. That you can breed them. There's like a whole world to it, right? It's definitely a strategic battle. So this is basically the main gameplay, right? You can breed them and do stuff with it, but this is like the main thing where you like turn-based. It's not even arena style, but it's more like turn-based action, like what is that game called? Like Heroes of Might and Magic. It's basically using that like system of like turn-based, and you win something. Ninneko, super cool. Great, and people love playing this game because there's a huge community behind it, right? It's a play-to-earn game. It's not something that I would ever be interested in, but they have summoning, breeding, trading on the marketplace. And the question is, what do we expect, right? So they had the beta running, the alpha. The issue of the token happened 2 months ago, right? And now the official launch is coming up. So the official launch is obviously the biggest part, because then the breeding takes into effect. There will be high demand for the Ninneko token at that point, which there wasn't before, right? So when this token comes into demand with the actual launch, I think we can easily come back to where we would say the hype level, which is an easy 6x, right? And a possible 10x of the current price of today, even like 12x. Right? And at a 10x, we're looking literally at a 1.3 million market cap, still extremely low. Fully diluted is only 10 million, right? So this project, in my opinion, compared to all the other projects out there, is extremely undervalued, right? They are going for an actual launch of the game. They have like a good sized audience. If you look at the audience, there's 30,000 people, right? Of which 3,000 online. So 10% of the people are online. That's a decent ratio. You know, it's not the best, but 30,000, that's still a lot of people that are in this community, and probably not all going to play, right? Because as well, I'm not going to play either. Let me see the other community assets that they have. So they're on Twitter, again, 40,000 followers. How is the engagement? Not the best, definitely. They're doing AMAs, right? So they're getting the word out there. But this is to be expected of a micro cap. You know, there is at least engagement, and things are moving forward. What are you expecting the most? Marketing plan, official launch, listing on a big centralized exchange. I don't think this, obviously it would have a huge effect, but the official launch is definitely the most important thing. If the launch happens, they will pull in more volume, which make the exchanges accessible. So far, they only really have PancakeSwap, right? Because Digi, Finex, I don't think there's barely any volume there, right? So PancakeSwap is where it's at. They have full wide open opportunity, and I think that they could have one of the biggest rallies we've seen, you know. With other microcap tokens, recently we done like a 10x. I think this could do an easy 10x as well, if not even like a 3-5x in the short term, you know. If you put some money on it, then I think, yeah, definitely big opportunity, specifically because of that little Bitcoin crash. It's been let down, basically cut half in value overnight, right? Which, with the upcoming launch, creates tremendous opportunity, and it's not really moving at the moment. Nobody's looking at it. But one thing I can tell, after I upload this video, people will be looking at it, right? There will be 5,000 people, maybe of which 50 will take action, but that will have price impact on such a low market cap. So obviously, if you have not subscribed, subscribe, hit that bell notification, because these Things that I'm saying, well, not financial advice, obviously, this is just my opinion, but yeah, the first person to see it, the first person to take action, and might work in your benefit. That's all I'm saying. So the first token, Ninneko, I am positive I will probably put down $2,000 after this video, because I already hold some Ninneko, but it's vesting through launch zone. So I did do participate in launch zone. I did the whitelist pool, I think, and I can claim 950 Ninneko, I think. Oh, I need to switch to the Binance Smart Chain. Switch. Yeah, I can claim. See? And I still have this locked. So I can claim 950, which is basically nothing at this price. But then I will buy some more. I think that's a good move at this point for at least the short term. But I already knew about this project way long because I participated in the IDO and it did really well. So see, it was literally like 3 cents on the IDO price. So when it launched, it did like a straight 10x to 30 cents, and it did like the all-time high was like a 20x, right? Or even like $1 almost. That's crazy. Anyway, that's like hype of the NFTs, right? So Ninneko is basically coin number 1. Where are we going to move next? Next, we are going to my list of games. I have been researching so many games on this list, you don't even want to know, before making this video, because I want to select like the best micro cap out there. And it was quite the challenge indeed to find them. But I was definitely on the second page, right? Yeah. No, actually I was here because Defina Finance was actually one that a lot of people asked me to look into, which I never looked into basically. We can play the video. Because it's not really my style of game, right? The same thing as Ninneko. I don't like this anime style. I don't like the turn-based style. I like more like open world, more expensive games. But you got to keep in mind, these are micro caps, right? They're under 10 million in market cap value, which basically says something. They're usually for quite specific audience. And I can tell this, like this anime or whatever it's called, manga, I don't know the difference really. Big titties appeal to a large audience, right, boys? You know what I'm saying? There is a market definitely for this style of games, these style of characters. It definitely makes a lot of sense. It's just not my personal choice, not because of the, you know, equity points that they present. It's more about the gameplay and how the game is basically developed overall, right? So yeah, it looks cool. Definitely this gameplay is a lot lower quality than the cool images that they present, right? But there is a play to earn mechanic. That's not even the most important thing for me, right? They have a huge amount of investors, and some of the bigger ones as well, which basically got me curious when I basically reviewed the entire list of projects available. So it's 8.5 million, which means that there is traction there, potentially. It's verified, sitting at 114 million fully diluted, which is quite high already. But the chart says everything, right? Look at this chart. They basically did really well out of the IDO. So I think it's still up quite a bit from the IDO. If we go to crypto rank, we can look for Defina. Just this one, IDO, yeah, so the all-time high was at 24x, it was 40 cents, right now it's still up 3x, right, 3x currently on the bad pool, and then obviously it reached like $9.50 here, absolutely crazy. 25th of November was basically the high of the crypto run, right, so it does make sense that they had some like I don't know, some kind of potential there that pushed it even higher than all the other ones, but it has had a good run. So basically I'm looking at patterns. I'm like, where can it go again? Because this is 20 million volume a day and right now it's at 2 million. So the average volume is 3.7 million, not having any major ones. It has Maxi, which is like barely supporting. the biggest volume is still going through PancakeSwap. So it has a lot of exchange opportunity to generate more volume. But I'm basically looking at like 9 at the all-time high. The average probably was like 4.5 relative to right now being 1 because the market is down. Right, so as soon as the market went down, Bitcoin started correcting before the new year. It basically went to fucking shit. This project doesn't mean it's a shitty project, right? I haven't looked into the socials or nothing like that, but I'm just looking at this chart, which basically indicates to me that the dumping is not even done. Right? Look, in the last hour, it's crashing even more. Maybe it will even go like below $1. And then now it's evening out at the bottom, but maybe it might take another leg down. If we look at Telegram, they only have an announcement channel, which I don't like joining. I like to be there for the chit chat. Right? On Twitter, they have 56k followers. When you look at the engagement, it's not bad, but this is an airdrop. AMA in 2 hours on Telegram. So they do keep consistent, right? They do present updates. Tomorrow's the day. Nikki will answer all your questions. They have like a full scoped engagement. Every day they post something, right? So the game is still active. Everything is going good. There's some NFT action going on. Mystic, whatever the fuck. Mystic chests, mystery boxes. So yeah, what was it saying? Mint? Meta. So there are definitely opportunities there. Whatever the reason might be, I assume, because I haven't looked into it, that it crashed basically because of the Bitcoin volatility lately. Anyway, whatever the reason might be, the average in the chart is, let's say, $4, right? Which means an easy 4x on this, which the market cap also allows that, right? To bring it to like 32 million. That's not too crazy. We see like like shitty projects go to like 100 million these days, right? So definitely a good opportunity here, specifically because it has been around for like at least almost 3 months, right? Where other games, Ninneko as well, has been around for 3 months. Usually the micro caps are micro caps because they only been out for like a week or 2 weeks, right? Which is something to consider. And I think this one is extremely interesting because of the fact that it can build a recovery based on the proven record it has had before, right? The proven run it made, you just need to wait for the market to attract again, and this could be like an easy 4x, where the bigger gaming coins might be more stable and less risk, but it's also, they might do like a 1x, right? Which is like high risk, high reward. The Fina Finance on number 2. I want to show you another project, which is not in my top 3 that I'm interested in. I'm really interested in it, but it's not in my top 3. Why? Because I can't buy it apparently on the exchange. I don't have access to it, and the exchange looks a little weird. So I will wait. But I looked into the project when I was reviewing literally all of the projects, right? As I said, it took me quite some time to review. I think I didn't review everything, right? You guys know a lot of cool gaming projects that you guys recommend me. I just don't have the time right now. I just selected based on the market cap some names. Like I looked into Fear, it was complete garbage. Basically, I looked at all of these. Polker, people recommended me, it didn't look good. I looked at Legends of Fantasy War, Aspo World, Rune Charts. I looked at all of these. But one I really liked was... Where is it? I thought it was also verified market cap, actually. So, here, Play Key. 333k market cap. Has been around for a long time. As you can see on launch, it was really hyped, and then since then it has basically flatlined. The exchange is really strange. It's Mercatox. I never heard about it. We can actually look it up on the exchanges, but if you look at the exchange itself, it's it looks quite strange. So this is not something that I would sign up for myself because it looks kind of dodgy. For an exchange, right? It being an exchange, it looks kind of strange. But the reason I like PlayKey is because of the concept that they have. So they got playkey.io and playkey.net. I looked at the IO version. So this is basically the user site, playkey.net. And then you also got playkey.io. which is basically the first decentralized cloud gaming platform. Basically, they buy, the idea is to buy equipment and then they rent it out through like things. In the video, they mention like the biggest problem with these games nowadays is that they're not really that accessible because 70% of users can't play the high demand graphic cards requirements, right? Their computer keeps crashing, but there's an option for cloud gaming where basically they have the service or people provide the service and the users are renting the gaming service, basically the capacity of the service, the graphic cards required and stuff. But you're doing that through the cloud. So for everybody, it's like super cheap and relatively accessible. They already have like a huge operation in Europe. And one of the coolest things, in my opinion, was like the extreme roadmap that they have built. The problem with this is that it's not really accessible because it's some kind of weird exchange. If they would just put it on Uniswap, then I would definitely buy maybe a lot of this because the project looks really cool. I didn't really explore it too much. I didn't want to waste time on it if I can't buy it anyway. But I just wanted to show you this as a little bonus because this is, I think, a concept and idea where I look for. It's really unique. I can see people actually using this, people actually being happy with this. And they call it decentralized computing. They have a cool video. You know, the website is very clear. It just makes sense to me, right? The whole setup, there's a clear problem, and they offer a clear solution to this problem through effective use of blockchain technology, right? PlayKey token, they raised a lot of money as well. So they got a funding, I think from like the European fund, which is basically maybe government focused, I don't know. They mentioned it in the video. I only watched the video once, so this is the second time that I'm looking at it. But I think it was like a couple million actually that they raised. So that's quite impressive, obviously. They did an initial coin offering, so maybe that's why they used that specific exchange because there's some centralized funding to it. I'm not really too sure. 10.5 million USD raised during ICO, so yeah, that's cool. PlayKey.io for current list of exchanges. Well, I'm on PlayKey.io, but the exchanges is not really that cool. So GTA 5 with no lag. Basically now it's lagging. Hardware doesn't matter with PlayKey. Play smooth, stable on any PC. Because basically you log into the cloud and then they make like a comparison on how it plays. One is really shit and the other one is a lot better. So then they give some examples, right? And then they show how it works. So the roadmap, basically they started in 2013 and basically adapted. So they already have 2.5 million users, that's crazy. And then they basically added in the blockchain here, right? They've been going for a while. So right now it's 2022 Q1, so it's not really updated. But where did I see? Maybe that was a different project. Maybe I'm confused, but I was quite intrigued by the data, at least. Right, 4 years of development, 45 professionals. The real thing is, look, of the amount of advisors that are involved here, many. The updates, however, have not been that consistent, as you can see. 2018, the roadmap stops in 2021, but the front end still seems to be going. And it just seems like a super interesting concept, right? You can play all these games, and these are not like shitty games or whatever, right? These are like really good games. And then have that additional benefit of not needing to buy a super expensive computer. You can just rent it, quote unquote. Let me see that Twitter. I didn't check the Twitter before to see if that's still alive and active. Yeah, see? So this is more for the user base, I think, because they do like a sale and stuff. So it's still going. I just wish that at least for the founders and everything, or the investors, they might add a different market, because I think this is full of potential. Well, I think that this is really cool. We could really use something like this. If we look at the white paper, maybe it has to do something with the funding, because I don't understand. This has been around for a long time. 1st of November, but this was like, I think 2018 or something. So why haven't they listed on more exchanges, right? They do all like the technical shit, which is like cool and stuff, but founder and CEO, okay, quite a big team of advisors, right? Legal partner Deloitte, okay. So when we look at the actual timeline of how long this has been going for, it has been going for, yeah, over 2.5 years almost. And the volume basically returned end of 2020 when the market got more traction, right? So I'm curious to see if they would leverage this project a little bit more on the crypto side, maybe bring in the NFTs or whatever they would be doing. I'll probably put this on my watch list to at least check it once a week if there's any movement. But yeah, I think the concept is really interesting. The project is doing fuck all, right? It's like 100% circulating supply, so it's only worth 320k, and there's only 320k tokens. But if they're not using the tokens with utility, it's worthless, right? There's only 100k daily volume, which probably is just bots trading against one another, maybe. Yeah, a lot of opportunity in this idea at least. Now they need to do the work and to get it accomplished. For my number 3 token, we're going back to what we know works. So I'm going to pull up Magicraft, right? Sitting at 9.9 million. I have been patient. I said under 10 million, so it is under 10 million. It's going up just a little bit, right? But I think this is an easy, no-brainer short-term flip, right? I already did a 10x on this, so I got in on about the 25th. I exited on the first spike, so I did like a 10x. I made about $9,000 on that trade profit. Now I'm looking to take another entry, probably on, well, whatever it is on right now, 3 cents. I'm looking to take my exit probably on this one a little bit quicker, 6 cents, looking for a 1x on about maybe $10,000. Good straight flip for that one. I think it's possible specifically because of the follower growth and the consistent hype that has been going on. So they are extremely active on Twitter, right? The amount of posts is definitely incredible. And the amount of exchange data, so basically they listed on exchange, it resulted in a little run here, but I already got out as soon as they announced it. So they announced Bitmart, which didn't do that much, only 500,000 in volume daily. But I already left before they listed on Bitmart. I took my profit because that's my main strategy. I get into these high risk, high rewards coins, not to diamond hands, to paper hand on the profit, right? I'm looking to flip these coins and make some profit out of this and leave other people to diamond hand that shit, because that's not for me. So basically it did like a huge rundown together with Bitcoin as expected, right? So I thought it would end here, actually went up a little, and then it crashed down with Bitcoin, which is normal. Now I think it will consolidate and move up slowly, right? Upward trend. So I will make my entry. I think that's smart. Get back into the Magicraft, look for a 1x, get out at 6-7 cents. Because I probably have to get out at 6.5-7 cents because I need to cover the PancakeSwap fees. But that would be smart. We know a lot about this project. I know a lot about the team already, right? It's heavily influencer backed. They also mentioned after Bitmart that they, I'll just play the video while I'm talking. If you're not familiar with this game, there's no game yet, right? But they're making quite some steps. The community is really active. They are really active as well. And the advisory team is basically a whole shield crew, right? It's just influencers. They have big YouTube channels. They got like this Bitcoin guy. They got the Moon Carl, Crypto. All these guys are involved with this project, as they are involved in Bit Consciousness. If they are involved in Casta, they shill all their own projects, which I don't really care about. People cry about it. I don't give a fuck. I like this game. That's one. I like that they have a big audience. That's two. Right, so you have our Crypto, Stock Guru, all of these guys. Their content is all kind of the same. I don't watch their content at all. This is like the early Bitcoin adapter dude. What I know is that they have a big audience, right? Millions combined on Twitter and YouTube. And as soon as the next exchange comes, which I will assume is end of January, then I see no reason why this cannot pull back to, let's say, like at least 8-10 cents, right? It will happen. These guys know what they're doing. I trust them, right? I trust the team to do what they're supposed to be doing, to hype the project enough. They've been doing this with many projects. It's a good game. It looks good. It makes sense. So for me, in my opinion, this is my literal no-brainer. People have been asking me every single day to cover Magicraft again, to basically asking me like, oh, are you going to look at it again, or was it just a quick flip? Yes, it's a quick flip, and I'm only joining for the quick flip. But this is one of my, what I would say is not a guarantee. Nothing is ever guaranteed. If Bitcoin goes to $5,000, this is worthless, this project, right? Don't get me wrong. But this is one of my more serious moves where I'm willing to put down like $10,000 because I know that this team will deliver, right? Even if it's for their own benefit, I will benefit from that as well. And I do think they are building an amazing game, right? Because it looks really good. The artwork looks good. This wasn't cheap to build. So I'm not hating on these guys at all. I really like what they're doing, and I want to be a part of that process. And therefore, I think Magicraft is still a good call. Get in with about $10,000, get out with about $20,000. Very, very short term, right? And when I say short term, I mean in the next 2.5 weeks. To make $10,000 in such a short period of time is obviously a blessing. Those are my top 3. Ninneko, Defina Finance, and my favorite move, Magicraft. I will make my move on Ninneko and Magicraft first. I will leave Defina Finance. I don't think I'll be hopping on that, but it might be good to take into consideration. Play Key as an additional benefit for the long term if they're going to do anything. If you have any other cool microcap projects, comment them down below, but also include why you think they're great. What about the team? What about the project? What about the longevity? It's not only about price, guys, which is extremely important. Market cap is important, but the team and the quality of the game, in my opinion, is so much more important, where there are so many games currently being released every single day. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it is your boy @digits. It's digits. @itsdigits. That's how we do it. Because I do spam a lot of messages, and anytime I do try to make an entry on something, I let you guys know on Twitter. So follow me there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.